What's up, gang? I hope everyone had a beautiful weekend. Now we're back at it for this Monday. So we're going to cover a few little things regarding the weather and these weather patterns and all this stuff. And there's a lot going on around the United States right now. A lot. It is absolutely crazy. Wolf, if you're up later, man, I'm going to try and jump in too, and we can help explain some of this of why this weather is so effing crazy right now. So in the background, there on the TV, let me turn that down a little bit. They're discussing the flooding right now, and Kerr County, Texas, Uvalde County, and there's another county. There's 3 counties in the Hill Country in Central Texas that are under flood warnings again today, which is not a cool thing at all, because there's still responders that are operating in that area. They're still trying to go through rubble, and now the creeks are rising. They're going to rise again. So it's a mess right now. It's a mess. Most of your flash flooding occurs over the summer. So that's, I don't want to say normal, but that's normally when it occurs. I'll just say that. That has a lot to do with the heat during the day, the jet stream's higher, all that moisture gets sucked in from the Gulf. It throws storms up from the south all the way up in New England. And so you're going to have a lot of rain in a short period of time that the ground can't saturate, and it's got to go somewhere. So when the ground's saturated, it's going to rise, and that's just how it goes. So the picture that I have up here is actually at the end of my road. That's the lower field next to the main road looking east. So that was on July 1st. Now, we had flooding before that in June up in Fairmont, West Virginia, Wheeling, West Virginia, those northern counties. And then immediately right before this, at the end of June, we had some major flooding in Cabin Creek and Sharon, some of the southern counties in West Virginia. So we're more west central, I guess you could say. So this was about 4 inches of rain in an hour. So we watched this come up. This was absolutely bonkers. But now it's Pennsylvania's turn. So they've had some flooding, some localized flooding in some of the other areas. They had a 911 system blackout, I believe yesterday or the day before, which was a major issue for emergency management in Pennsylvania. But now Glen Mawr, the town of Glen Mawr and that valley is being affected today. They actually had mandatory evacuations ordered early this morning. The creek is rising like 10 feet in an hour at a time, so it's very, very dangerous. So we've been looking at that as well. Here it is. You can see it. We got the radar in motion. So Glen Mawr is between Scranton and Williamsport, so it's like right around here. We'll go ahead and see if we can zoom in on that, and I'll give you guys a shot. I'm not a meteorologist by any means. So, yeah, Glen Mawr is like right around in here. So you can see just the massive amount of rainfall that they're getting in the New England area, specifically in Pennsylvania. And they've been hammered just as much as we have. Parts of Missouri, Iowa, Virginia, Kentucky. And poor Kentucky went through flooding tornadoes, and then more flooding. So it's just absolutely horrible what they're going through right now. It's absolutely crazy weather. You're right, Wanda. The jet stream is higher. It's sucking all that moisture up from the Gulf. It's hitting the majority of the United States right now. It's going to last all summer, guys. This is not by any means over with. Let me zoom out on this radar, but I'm going to, before I do that, we're going to go ahead and throw in here the evacuation order this morning. And Lycoming County, for the town of Glen Mawr, they reported 4 to 6 inches of rain fell from a cluster of slow-moving storms. So the storms are stalling as they're moving through the mountains and through these areas. The heat has a major factor for it. So 4 to 6 inches of rain in a very short period of time. It's absolutely crazy. And we're going to go ahead and zoom out here and show you what's going on down here in Texas and some of the areas that they're operating in. And they're still getting hammered. So there's Abilene, Waco. You can see down towards the border all the way up to San Angelo. And this is just beginning, guys, especially until nightfall. They're going to, as you know, the weather starts to heat up over the next, the atmosphere starts to heat up over the next few hours. It's just going to be absolutely crazy down there for those guys trying to work. So you see this cluster of little storms, the remnants of that little tropical disturbance that was down here that moved across North Florida. Now moving into South Florida, into the Miami area, down to the Bahamas. I'm not a meteorologist, guys, so Max Velocity, Ryan Hall, they can explain this a lot better than I can. But that is a massive amount of rain, and you can see it's not moving very fast. These slow-moving storm systems is what's causing a major, major issue across the United States. So we're going to continue to have these flooding. Yeah, perfectly normal, right? Like I said earlier, this is not normal weather for summer, but flash flooding is normal in summer, if that makes sense. But the fact that these storm systems are moving so slow, and there has been a lot of heat waves, that's what worries me is the amount of heat that we've had. Yeah, summer's hot. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But you don't see 12 days straight of 100-plus degree weather, especially in the Appalachian Mountains, especially in the Northeast, 12 days at a time. That's going to cause a lot of issues. That's going to cause a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of really severe storms. That much I've learned in almost 30 years of emergency management. This is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely just crazy. Gigi, I don't know if you heard earlier, they're evacuating. I think it's Muncie Valley near Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's between Williamsport and Scranton, at a little town called Glen Mawr. They had mandatory evacuations early this morning. Not everybody's able to get out. There's a few people that are still up in that area, so we're monitoring that as well. We have it here on Penn Live. Ignore that ad. Muncie Creek, yep. So Glen Mawr was evacuated. The nearby Muncie Creek flooded, causing the waters to rise 10 feet in 3 to 4 hours. According to a county rain gauge, Glen Mawr received almost 6 inches of rain between 10 p.m. and midnight on Sunday. They started evacuations orders early this morning. And Glen Mawr is right up. Hold on, that's New York. Right up in here. Let's zoom back in onto there so you guys can see a little bit better. And they're still getting rain. And more rain to come. So there's Scranton. Here's Williamsport. And Glen Muncie is in this area. Right there. So they're currently getting rain right now. And they have these mandatory evacuation orders that they sent out early this morning. I got the alert and I was like, okay, more flooding in Pennsylvania. And didn't think anything of it. And then after I woke up, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So, yeah, James, you guys are forecasted to get a lot of rain today and tomorrow. But this is just absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, you're seeing once in a lifetime events, 1 in 1,000, year events back to back to back to back, and that's not normal. Thunderstorms, yes. Tornadoes, yes. Flash flooding, yes. But repetitive storms like this, no, that's not normal at all. Mother Nature's pissed. So going through the conspiracy theories of cloud seeding and HARP and other issues, the big point here, guys, is just be prepared. Be weather alert. Be prepared for stuff like this going on. You guys know your area. You know how normal flooding is in your area. Yeah, long hauler, we're safe. We're fine where we're at. We are absolutely fine where we're at. But it's just so random and in so many different rural areas. Not major urban population centers. So especially those of us that live in the rural areas, just pay attention, stay vigilant with what the weather's doing, because it's not behaving normally like it should be in the summer. So we added Glen Mawr to the list this morning. Went ahead and contacted them so they know we're on standby if we have to come up there. There's just so many different directions to get pulled to right now. So we're going to work with with other teams. The teams in Texas are good. They're handling what they need to. There's a huge federal response to Texas right now, from swiftwater rescue teams to canine teams, the urban search and rescue task forces that were deployed down there. So we know the South and that part of the Southwest is good. We're still not even in the middle of hurricane season right now. So with everything going on now, if a major hurricane hits the U.S., it's going to devastate responders, all the way from the local to the federal level. So we're being very choosy where we're most needed right now. So Texas is not on the priority just because they have so many resources down there right now. So we're kind of backing up and looking at everything else. We were excited because the Joe's Fork Dam east of Charlotte in Taylortown, North Carolina, that's just north of Pineville, which is northeast of Charlotte. They're okay there. The 3 counties, including Chatham County, North Carolina, they got 7 inches of rain overnight. There were 2 other counties in North Carolina, but they're okay. They're okay. So we scratched that one off the list. And then Glen Mawr, Pennsylvania pops up today. So yeah, there's a lot going on, guys. This is not a normal summer. Anywhere in the country, I know, from Oregon down to Texas, up into the New England area, all the way into the Southeast, this is not a normal summer. Rather, this is not normal summer weather pattern behavior. No, the dam's okay. The dam's okay. They're worried about the spillover and the dam failure, but it's okay as of right now. As of actually Saturday night, Joe's Fork Dam is okay. So we're just keeping an eye on different parts of the country with things that are going on. And of course, up in here in Glen Mawr, see Scranton's there's Lehman. Glen Mawr is right around here. So, and they're still currently getting rain. And of course, Texas is getting rain. But just look at this, guys. That's a hell of a lot of rain for the Northeast and Appalachia, especially the Northern Appalachian Mountains this time of year. All the way into Maine, it's currently about 70 degrees in Maine. It's colder in Maine than it is back home in Sweden right now in my town. So up in Hammerdal, northern Sweden, it was, I think, supposed to be 83 degrees Fahrenheit today, which is way abnormal. That's a big heat wave for us. So with this amount of heat, it's going to spawn thunderstorms. You're going to have tornadoes. You're going to have straight line windstorms. You're going to have flash flooding. But the duration is what worries me, how long this is lasting right now. That's really what has me concerned, because you'll see a 3-4 day storm come through. We saw it before Hurricane Helene hit North Carolina from Hill down into Alabama, all the way up into Pennsylvania and Maryland. We had that 4-day rainstorm that stalled over most of Appalachia. And then here comes Hurricane Helene barreling in. So that's what I'm afraid of, is having a cascading event like that again. If a major hurricane hits the U.S. But what's really strange also is a lot of these tropical disturbances aren't forming off the coast of Africa like they normally do, and then cross the Atlantic and through the Caribbean and then hit the eastern seaboard or go into the Gulf. They're actually forming into the Gulf and in different regions, off the Yucatan Peninsula all the way up to the southern coast of Florida, into Pensacola. Very, very odd. I've never seen anything like this as long as I've lived in America. Never. We're going to go ahead and throw up that StreamYard link for you guys. If anybody wants to jump in, we can go ahead and do some opinions on this and see what's going on. I'll go ahead and post that link for you guys, or pin that link. This is 100 kinds of fucked up. And disaster relief organizations, disaster groups, I'm afraid that they're going to get stretched very thin. Very thin. We got stretched kind of thin when we had the West Virginia, Kentucky, Southwest Virginia floods back in late winter or middle of winter in February. Long hauler, I absolutely will. Absolutely will. I just got off the phone with Angie not too long ago, discussing, hey, let's go ahead and get everything ready for Glen Mawr. Scranton has a very good swift water rescue team as well. Those guys are on top of the Scranton P or FD. Sorry, not PD. Scranton Fire. Very good rescue team. I just can't believe this. So here's what it looked like. Let me take this down real quick. This was my house on July 1st. This was actually the lower field by the end of the road. So that was 4 inches of rain in an hour. And you can't see it, but along that tree line there, and where these bushes are, there's a creek, a very deep creek. It's about 8 feet wide, about 6 feet deep, leads to a 72-inch drain culvert that goes into the main creek. So it goes from this smaller creek that runs alongside of our property all the way into the main creek. So this was just 4 inches of rain. And this has been, I hate to say it, but this has been the new normal. You know, instead of seeing 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain fall in an hour, you're seeing 4 to 7 inches of rain fall in an hour. A lot of these storm systems are stalling. Now there is a condition where it's called rain shadow. So the systems will move up, they'll hit the mountaintops, and then they'll just kind of roll over on top of each other, and they'll get stuck. And they call that a rain shadow where we live here. So that doesn't occur every time it rains. But these systems are moving a lot slower, and they're absorbing a lot more moisture and dropping a hell of a lot of precipitation in a short time, causing all of these flash floods. So yeah, that was our place here on July 1st. Just absolutely crazy. Sounds good, long hauler. Yeah, man, if we deploy somewhere, I'm definitely going to let you know. We're just keeping an eye on Pennsylvania right now. So yeah, here's the news clip again. In Lycoming County in Pennsylvania, very early this morning, they had some heavy rainfall overnight. So they issued mandatory evacuations for the Muncie Valley, the Muncie River Valley, and of course Newark Valley, New York. You can see it there. Go ahead and pop that in. Oh, stupid ads. So yeah, Glen Mawr was evacuated. Muncie Creek, excuse me, not Muncie River, Muncie Creek. This is just unreal. I've never seen anything like this in America. Never. So yeah, Pennsylvania's getting hammered. So our brothers and sisters to the north, we're going to keep a very close eye on. Like I said, Texas has plenty of resources flooding into the area. New Mexico and Ruidoso, if I mispronounced that, let me know. They're on the Mescalero Apache Reservation. They lost 3 people, father and 2 sons. That was the only 3 that were reported missing. So we're knocking New Mexico not off the list, but we're just taking it down, considering everything else that's going on right now. There's a lot of stuff that's happening close to us. The Joe's Fork Dam east of Charlotte is okay, so we marked it off the list. So now we're keeping an eye on Pennsylvania, northern West Virginia, and part of Maryland. And I don't know if you guys remember, a few years ago, Maryland had some major flooding up in Cumberland, Friendly, in that area near the West Virginia border. It was an absolute mess. Yeah, this is definitely not normal. This is not normal weather patterns. Not to have 3 to 4 thousand-year events, weather events happen in less than 3 weeks. Something's going on. Somebody pissed off Mother Nature. So it rained here earlier today. We knew we were going to get rain off and on. You can see the weather system there. So down here in West Virginia, our storm system's already moved off. But it's still very, very odd. I'm in this area of West Virginia right here. So most of these smaller isolated thunderstorms, these pop-up showers have moved off. The more organized system is up towards the northern part of the state, Ohio, and into Pennsylvania. So they said it would rain off and on all day. I've been trying to cut grass all day. Hi, Wanda. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, here's a thunderstorm. Here's a rainstorm. It's good. At least we're not in a drought this year. But when you start saying, okay, here comes a thunderstorm, and then you're worried, okay, about flash flooding, things like that, and where one small storm can get faster due to the heat, especially in the atmosphere, next thing you know, boom, you're losing entire towns. Roads are being washed away. Bridges are being washed away. And for those areas that are in a drought, you guys need it. You guys need it. But you can go from a drought in one condition to a flood in the next. We saw last year. Hell, eastern New Mexico, seeing it right now out in Ruidoso, and they already had fire scarred areas from the brush fires last fall, and now they're getting hit by this. Floyd, what weather modification is real. China's been doing it. The U.S. has been doing it. There's actually 4 states, including Iowa and Texas, are both on that list. There's 4 or 5 states that do weather modification with cloud seeding. The DNR has to do it. These guys got to be certified, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if there's some new trick that they're trying or what, but yeah, it's not cool at all. Not so much the chemtrails as the cloud seeding. It is a thing. Now, they say the cloud seeding normally can't cause flooding of this devastation, up to 6 to 12 inches of rain in a short period of time. I need to study into it more. From the, what is it, the iodized aluminum or something that they're using. And plus the jet stream's a little bit higher. It's just north of the Canadian border going through in that area. So there's a lot of moisture that's being sucked up from the Gulf. Yes, it's a La Nina year, or they say it's a La Nina year. And they turn around and say it can go back into an El Nino. But personally, I think that it's an El Nino year for this much moisture to be sucked up and thrown into the southern part of the United States all the way into New England and eastern Canada. There's a lot of shit going on. A lot of abnormal weather patterns. I mean, it's even got meteorologists worried right now. They're just not all of them are publicly coming out and saying, hey, something's up, something's wrong. You don't have this many storm systems that stall around the same time, dumping unreal amounts of moisture in a very short period of time. That's what's not normal. This is absolutely crazy. Pull this other picture down. I want to see if I can get the other one up. See, let's get there you go. Here's a good one. So when it floods, I'll get the big one up. When it floods our way, I mean, normally when we do get a flash flood, the end of our road floods. You'll see that. In a small car, is it passable? Yes. In a truck, absolutely. Do they tell you turn around, don't drown? Yes, they will. But we know our area, we know our flooding. And you can see from the ripples on the water there, and it actually in the creek on the right side there, where you see that little patch of grass and then the ditch, that's actually piled up with gravel now. Washed all the gravel from the road, from that section of the road down, and just piled it up. So normally when we have a flash flood in our area, this is normal. The only problem is this is a lot of water in a short period of time. It flooded our middle field. It flooded the grove. We had it out of the banks of the creek. Some of you have seen the video of our property out back between the house and the shop, where that creek flooded half of the backyard, basically the garden, we call it. So yeah, and weather is absolutely chaotic, Barb. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This is passable, but what you can't see, and unfortunately I can't zoom in onto it, is it had backed up so much, and over on the left side of the picture, probably about another 20 feet is where the culvert is that goes into there's a main creek across the road. And you can see past that tree, you can see the flat there part. The water was going over the road into the other creek onto our neighbor's farm, which is right there across the road. So that was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I've never seen it flow over the road at all. Never seen it flood over Jerry's Run. So my son's freaking out. It's like, there's nothing we can do about it. We're on high ground. Our house is elevated. We have power. We have internet. So we're good. We're okay right now. But Pennsylvania, it's your turn. I hate to say it, guys. You're going to see a lot of reports on flash flooding in the next few hours in Pennsylvania. I mean, look how slow that storm is moving. And that's a lot of moisture. That's a lot of moisture up their way. That's not a regular storm. So, yeah, the area that's being evacuated, Glen Mawr, is actually about right here between Williamsport and Scranton. So they're getting rain right now. They're getting more rain over what they had last night. With heavier bands moving into the area. So, and it's already rose 10 feet, Muncie Creek in that area. And that's not normal even for the Muncie Creek Valley, the Muncie Valley there. Guys, if you want to jump up, we're going to work with some other organizations and stuff, start taking donations. We'll probably do another TikTok push as well. We got our stuff ready to go. We are ready to rock and roll. We are ready to go. All they have to do is say, yep, let's go. So that's what we're waiting on right now and keeping an eye on Pennsylvania. I'm afraid there's going to be some other storms. Ohio is getting drenched right now as well. In Northeast Ohio, it's not flat at all. So we know they've had some past flooding issues as well. And of course, we're like 110% saturated here in West Virginia. It's supposed to rain for the next 7 days. Actually, the next 6 days. I'm sorry. So it's supposed to rain until I think Sunday's the last day. So it's supposed to rain every day this week in West Virginia. So I feel like I live in South America, not North America right now. Bogota, Colombia is what it feels like here. And for those who don't know, I don't know if you remember your geography in high school. Colombia is the rainiest country in the world. And we've received more rain just where I'm at in West Virginia than Colombia has all year. So far in 2025. That is absolutely not normal. So, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on all these weather patterns. We're going to keep an eye on all these disasters that are going on. We're still on standby for Texas if they need us. But like I said, they have we downgraded ourselves because they have a lot of resources going in. A lot of federal U.S. and our teams are down there. Ohio Task Force 1 left 2 days ago at 12:15. So they're down there. Tennessee Task Force 1 is down there. California Task Force 1. I mean, there's a lot of resources going to that area, and they're getting rain today. They're under a flood warning. I think I had, hold on, let me see if I got that on there. Oh, this is a good visual. I know it's CNN, but that gives you a good visual where the jet stream is right now. Of course, here at the equator, you can see all that heat that is coming up. All that moisture is going to, all that heat and the United States, all that moisture is going to get sucked up from the Gulf and get thrown into the United States. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Here, we'll switch back over to the camera. I'll let you guys see what's going on in Texas, too. So there's a little bit of the rain going on right now. They're expected to get some more rain today. It's just wild. Angie texted me. Give me 1 minute. If anybody wants to jump up, the pin is linked right over there. or if you're on your cell phone, it's down there. Oh, check it out. It's raining again here. My youngest son cut our grass while we were gone this weekend. Just part of it. So I was going to finish the rest. And every time I went to hop on the mower to go mow the grass, it starts to rain. So I just said, fuck it. I'm not cutting grass today. I just cannot believe how just genuinely messed up the weather pattern is this year with all these disasters and all these floodings. What's up, traveling fools? Made it back to West Virginia last night, man. Sorry we couldn't catch up. Discussing these crazy weather patterns that are going on right now. And it's supposed to rain all week up here. Up until next Sunday. So there's a situation that's going on right now, traveling fools, at the town of Glen Mawr. And most of Muncie Valley is being evacuated. It was evacuated this morning due to massive amounts of flooding. Muncie Creek rose, I think, like 10 feet, they said, in just a short period of time. So they had mandatory evacuation orders early this morning. So we had the tornadoes in Somerset and London, Kentucky. Some of the tornadoes out in Arkansas, Missouri, and stuff like that a month ago. Then we had massive flooding in Texas, Ruidoso, New Mexico, northern West Virginia, southern West Virginia. We got actually lucky where we're at. And now we have flooding in Pennsylvania. Oh, and don't forget Davenport, Iowa, and part of northern Illinois. They got hit pretty hard too. So it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. It's like where's next? What is the next area to get hit? What's the next region? And I will say that for and even where Sun Honey lives, I'm not going to say it, of course, but even where Sun Honey lives, this is not normal precipitation amounts. Like flash flooding is going to occur the most in the summer because of the heat, the amount of moisture that's being drawn up, the amount of heat. And anytime you have heat, warm air or hot air and cool air meet, you're going to have a thunderstorm and just chaotic weather conditions. But this is absolutely not normal for summer in the United States. Like flash flooding is normal, and it's more common in the summertime. But these weather patterns and this weather behavior is not normal. I think it is going to get crazier. I think it is going to get crazier. We didn't think that, before Hurricane Helene and after Hurricane Helene said, it's a hurricane. It's a bad hurricane. Those weather conditions it was a bad setup. And then you see everything that's been going on since the beginning of summer with all of these storms, and something's up. Something is not right. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, yeah, I've had a lot that just through weather apps. That's the only emergency alerts, the only EAS that I've been getting. I'm pretty sure the local television station our ways been having them, but we really don't watch TV, so we rely a lot on the weather radio and on our phones here. And then Pennsylvania just 2 days ago had a statewide 911 blackout. Like nobody could access 911. They had the Viper system up, but yeah, they had an issue with the landlines. They said it was an IT issue with a third party IT company. They're still looking into it, but 911 system as of last night was back up. This is just absolutely crazy. So on the radar right now, you're looking at part of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland. And the weather system right now that's actually moving over into the Muncie Valley area, over Muncie Creek, west of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Glen Mawr was evacuated this morning. I mean, you're seeing rivers rise 10 feet, plus in a short period of time. Look at what happened in Texas. Now Pennsylvania's going through it, which is way abnormal for them in that area. We saw with the massive amounts of rainfall with Hurricane Helene. But yeah, granted, there's a rainstorm there, so they had some minor flash flooding before Hurricane Helene hit. So it's just, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? I can't, I've never seen anything like this. This is completely unreal. And a lot of times when these disasters hit and these different disaster relief organizations respond, most of the time they'll just show up. Hey, we're here. Put us where you need us. Versus trying to coordinate. We kind of do both, depending on the event and the situation. So North Carolina, we knew they needed help. They were screaming for help, so we showed up. With Pennsylvania, we don't know if they need help yet. We contacted New Mexico, and they were okay. Like Pineville, North Carolina, they're okay with that dam. We did help in Cabin Creek and Sharon in southern West Virginia recently. I've got some houses and do some stuff down there. We were down there for a few days. There was a lot of help that descended. But it's weird because you'll have this major event, and then you'll have these disaster organizations that just flock to it. It's like a T-ball team. Kid hits the ball, goes to the outfield. The entire team rushes towards the ball. Well, we're one of the kids not rushing towards the ball. We're staying put in case something else happens in our area. That way we can respond faster. And I know two other organizations that are actually doing the same thing right now. So they have some people in Texas, like we have 6 members in Texas. The rest of us are staying put just because these flooding events and these storm events are so sporadic. You don't want to commit all of your resources into that one spot, and then something major happens somewhere else, and there's nobody close to respond. So we're being very strategic about our deployments right now. But this is just nuts. I've never seen anything like this in America. It's just absolutely crazy. If anybody wants to jump up, feel free to. We'll sit here, we'll chit chat about this and find out what the hell is going on in the United States with the weather. Hold on, I got a text. So some of the same things I'm discussing with you, I'm discussing with Angie right now. So she's she's like a little watcher. She sees everything that's going on around the country when all of these alerts and stuff start popping up. So she sends it to me, and in our organization, I'm the director of operations. So when she finds it, um, yeah, she sends it to me. We look into it and we base it off that acuity level, and then we just notify what members are there. You know, hey, possible standby for this event that could occur or may occur. We check the local weather from the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center as well, um, with their major scale discussions and their precipitation amount discussions and things like that. So we monitor a lot of different things at one time. And then I'm the one that's responsible with our disaster relief organization, putting everybody in the field and going saying, hey, let's go. And making sure everybody has what they need. So yeah, the jet stream, if it would drop down a little bit farther down, we need a good cold snap. That's all I'll say. We need one little good cold snap to come down so that jet stream can drop down into the United States and push some of that moisture away. Oh, here comes the UPS man. Gigi, I understand the grandson duty. Well, I got granddaughters, but yeah, I completely understand. So we're going to see what else is going on around the country. I'm going to kick you guys back to this beautiful picture here. See if we can find any videos of what's going on in Muncie Creek. Surely YouTube has to have something going on. I already got some really good trout fishing up there. Oh, and they had a major storm 14 years ago. They had major flooding in Muncie Creek Township. Oh, here we go. It's from JLR. Oh, hold on one second. I got a yak here trying to attack me. Gotcha. Yellow jackets are coming out. All right. So, yeah, we'll throw this one up. Franklin Street in Philadelphia. Hold on. Let's go back. Storm Chaser Eli Roberts. So we'll go to him real quick. We'll bring that up. Hang tight. Looks like Davenport, Iowa, 3 days ago. That swift water is probably after an hour, I'd say. Water's got to go somewhere. Good job, Eli. Yeah, so we got a few others. And they're getting more rain today. Put that across the bridge to have the same gas station we just saw. I think it actually might be. That might be that same store we saw from the opposite side of the bridge. The bridge is still intact, so that's plus. And you can tell from that flow right here in that bottom corner, right here. Yeah, it's right underneath the bridge. Like it's already hit the substructure. Honestly, all those people should be off the bridge. Just put that concrete up in there. Yep, there's the gas station. On the top right of the screen. That is just crazy, guys. That is just absolutely crazy. Nuts. What the hell going on? Yeah, yeah, all week long, son, honey. All week long. We're supposed to have rain. It's not supposed to stop until Monday and Tuesday, and then it's supposed to rain again. That's the forecast that we have. That is the forecast that we have right now. So I'll take you all back to the National Weather Service radar in that area. Yeah, this is not a natural weather cycle. Climate change or not, this is not a natural weather cycle. All right, I'm going to kill the camera. I'll be right back. I'm going to let you all just take a peek at that for just a minute. Anybody else ready for winter? All right. So yeah, our forecast for the next 6 days is not cool, and then a 2-day break, and then more rain. So I will be surprised if we don't have another major flooding event in West Virginia in the next few days, with all the rain that's coming through. But today it's sporadic; these just isolated pop-up showers. Blue skies right now. It's like Florida. In 20 minutes it could rain. So it's very odd. Very odd. Guys, think about those in Pennsylvania too, up that way, because they're getting just nailed. Just nailed. Let's see what's going down this way. Eastern West Virginia, Western Virginia. Harrisonburg's about to get smacked. Winchester, Woodstock, that whole area. Good gravy. That's the hard part about being in the Shenandoah Valley, especially the northern Shenandoah Valley. And then Maryland, there's a lot. They've had a really good history in western Maryland of major flooding from Hagerstown west, mostly in Cumberland, up into Friendly, into this area off the I-68 corridor up that way. And then down in Texas, this is the remnants of that tropical depression. So it basically just crossed northern Florida. It was trying to go to organize off the coast of off of Pensacola here, off the coast, and then just kind of went down towards Miami. But who knows? They could get down here in the Bahamas, reform, and come right back into the Gulf. And central Texas, right through here, where they've been having some issues with Kerr County, Uvalde County, and I forgot the other county's name, where they just had that massive flooding. They killed, I think the body count now was 161 fatalities. Western New York getting a lot. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So I get this here. I want to check out the Storm Prediction Center, see what they're saying, see what their outlook is. Sure. Boxes everywhere. Check us out, guys. So they have severe weather, rainfall, you know, their mesoscale discussions with tornadoes. Wait till I flip over to this. This is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. You got boxes everywhere. It's air convective outlook. So this will be for tomorrow. This is just for precipitation right now. So marginal risk, slight risk up here in north central states, North Dakota, South Dakota, part of Nebraska. They just got hit recently too. Sun, honey, looks like your way, and Maryland, part of southeast Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia already has flooding right now. Looks like the Tennessee Valley there off of Memphis, the western or the Mississippi Valley, I guess, and all up the eastern seaboard. See, that's not cool. And that's not for today. That's for tomorrow. This is the second day forecast on their activity chart. Day three, they can accurately predict. Normally, anything after 3 days, past 5 days is just a guess. And they try to piece together stuff off of it. Oh, shit. Yeah, they try to piece everything together just based off of models. Mesoscale discussion, so that's going to be flooding and windstorms right through that area. Hence, severe thunderstorms. Severe potential, but a watch unlikely. That's what I don't get. But like I said, I'm not a meteorologist. You'll have to watch Max Velocity, Ryan Hall, and those guys for that. But there are storm chasers up that way. So they're covering things that are going on up there as far as the flooding and shit. Yeah, I would check the Rappahannock, the Potomac, and the Shenandoah. Check that whole trifecta up there. Because this is not cool, man. This is not cool at all. And we're still very early on into the hurricane season, too. And I don't think there's anything going on in the Atlantic right now. Let's check anyways. Oh. Yes. So that storm that just crossed Florida, west to east, they're still showing it as a disturbance. 20% chance in the next 40 hours of turning into a tropical storm. 30% chance of formation in the next 7 days of a tropical storm. So, yeah, that literally is just like slingshotting itself back and forth like a damn boomerang. So the storm was here. Now it's here, and it's going back. This is too fucked up. I shouldn't be laughing because one of these can turn into something major. What the hell? Let me see if it'll let me bring this up. All right, we're going to stop that screen. I'm going to bring this up. This is kind of weird. So here's the Atlantic 7-day graphic for tropical activity. So the X is where the tropical disturbance is. Of course, that big yellow bubble is where it's traveling to. So it was literally just off the coast of Pensacola, going into across northern Florida. And now it's in the Atlantic, and it's going right back where it came from. And just what, 2 days? It's like a storm on a rubber band. It's just going to go back and forth. But it could go back in the Gulf, hit warm waters, and then loop back into Louisiana, Texas, stuff like that, and cause a lot more issues, especially for Texas and the Mississippi River Valley there, because they're getting hit by storms too. James, so this is just the 7-day tropical outlook right now. There's from the Storm Prediction Center. Hold on one second. I'll bring you guys back to the. Let me pull that off of here. So we got some. They evacuated the Muncie Creek Valley in Moore, Glen, Pennsylvania. Early this morning, they had some major flooding there. More rain in Pennsylvania. Sucks. So we'll go back to the radar. There we go. So yeah, we got some weird ass weather patterns this summer. Very strange for all these major events going on, but you can see how slow that storm system's moving. So it's dumping a lot of rain. They're getting more rain in Muncie right now. So watch for other towns, especially in Southwest and Western New York and Northern Pennsylvania, to have some flooding issues as well. So, yeah, this is not cool at all. So, yeah, we're keeping an eye on Pennsylvania. New Mexico is not as bad as we thought it was. I mean, it was bad, but not as bad as Texas. Texas has a lot of resources, so we're just like on a backup standby for Texas. We're still on standby. We're just not immediately deploying. We got 6 members down there now. They're flooding the area with resources, so we're staying put in case something happens local or in our region that we can get to faster, since everybody else is in Texas. Joe's Fork Dam east of Charlotte is okay. As of Saturday night, it is okay. So they were expecting an imminent dam failure, but as of right now, it's okay. The overflow was the worst part. They had 7 inches of rain in a very short period of time. I am not in Pennsylvania. I'm in West Virginia. So we are monitoring everything from the Tiki Bar Operations Center right now. That's the best way I can describe it. We had some stuff with us in Georgia in case we needed to go somewhere, and everything just kind of stalled for a moment. And so now we're back in West Virginia, and we're monitoring stuff in West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New York right now. I know Vermont, New Hampshire. We got some wind coming. Vermont, New Hampshire, and part of Maine is supposed to get hit with some severe thunderstorms. There's a very high potential, but they haven't put on any watches yet. And the way these weather patterns are shifting. Oh, they just moved to North Carolina? East side or west side? This was the end of my property on July 1st. Tuesday, July 1st. We got hit with some flash flooding. We had 4 inches of rain in an hour. It happens sometimes every couple of years. Sometimes we'll get a little bit of flooding. It'll flood the end of that road, but nothing like we saw on July 1st. But we were okay. Neighbors were okay. It just caused more of an inconvenience than anything, but it was very odd, the flooding that we had. And we've received a lot of rain this year. Let's kind of tuck in on that a little bit. Woo! Damn, now I'm lost. I think I'm in New York. Hold on. Yep. Ohio, Pennsylvania. There we go. We'll go in the screen. And that way, I'll show you guys where Muncie is. It'll let me see it. So here's Williamsport. 81. Scranton's up there. Muncie's down in this area between Williamsport and there's Millville. Yeah, Muncie Creek. And Glen Mawr is the name of the town. And they're getting hammered by rain again. So Williamsport, I mean, look how slow that's moving. That storm system stalled right over Bald Eagle State Forest. So Milton, Watsontown, Lewisburg's right on the edge, but like Jersey Shore, Williamsport, Lock Haven, I'm surprised, if they're not getting some major flash flooding right now, because this storm is not moving fast at all. And this is just in a matter of 30 minutes. Literally, this is jungle weather. This is jungle weather for us. Let me close that off. Let's check on the Shenandoah River levels. Shenandoah River near Luray. We'll do that one. 4.27 feet. And they're saying a Millville. Right now it's at 5 feet. Action's 8 feet. Minor's 10, and moderate flood stage is 14 feet. So it's only at 5 feet right now. So let's check the Rappahannock River gauge near Fredericksburg. Good old Stafford County. So this says the night of the 10th, early morning of the 11th, it was at 3.6 feet. It's at 2.74 feet now. It's going up and down and up and down. And we're going to check our area of the Ohio River. As soon as I learn how to spell. So the current stage is 12.94 feet, and the pool, the tailwater is at 14 feet. Huntington, West Virginia is at 25, almost 26 feet. And at 45 feet, it's over the road. So right now the river is at 14.80 feet on the tailwater side. So at 49 feet, I know for a fact at 45 feet, it's over our main road down towards the river. At 49 feet, there's parts of the main river road, which is West Virginia Route 2, get covered. This is absolutely bonkers right now. But the gauge is still surprisingly very low. Got a yellow jacket trying to attack me, motherfucker. And I don't know what the kids did with my swatter. So yeah, guys, be weather aware. Just keep an eye on this in your area with everything going on. I know there's like kind of a mini drought or is a drought in the Southwest. You guys need some rain. All right, let's see what's going on in the other parts of the country. Canada, you guys are getting some good rain. Texas getting more flooding. They do have watches and warnings out today. And of course, there's the remnants of that one storm and that just crossed Florida, west to east. Now it's going to east to west. It's going to go back across and to the Gulf waters. And hopefully, it doesn't get organized and hit Texas and New Orleans. Or any of that part of Louisiana and get more flooding down there. There's no Atlantic disturbances right now, but yeah, guys, just think about Pennsylvania and Western New York. That's a lot of rain. Northern West Virginia getting hit again. So we had massive rainstorms up here a few weeks ago, and then back down here in the southern part of the state. That's a lot of rain, guys. It's a lot of rain for a short period of time. They do have in the Muncie Creek Valley, they do have, especially for Glen Mawr, mandatory evacuations as of 6 o'clock this morning because they received a lot of rain in a short period of time. Absolutely crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do some research, get some reports and stuff started. I'm worried about seeing the hurricanes, Tia. I think it's going to kick off late like it has the past few years, like August, September, October, like basically back in 2012, 2011, 2012. Because we've seen it more, and I think honestly, the hurricane season I think has shifted. So yeah, there's like been tropical disturbances and such, but I think it's gonna. I think you're going to see the season shift closer to winter. And the bad thing about like October, November, especially in the Midwest and the Southeast, is when you start seeing the fall tornado season come in with weather pattern change, the seasonal pattern changes. But I think that's how it's going to go, is with all of the flooding this year, and then almost like Helene last year, we're going to see 2 or 3 major hurricanes hit the Gulf Coast and the East Coast, especially the Southeast. Florida's overdue. Georgia, South Carolina's overdue. But you guys, I'm going to call it for now. I'll be back on in a few hours. I'm going to take care of some things and have a team meeting with our crew and look up some more stats and stuff, especially what's going on at the local level in Pennsylvania and in Western New York. Because I see in just a matter of hours, I mean, it's still early in the day, though it's 2:16 Eastern time. It's really early in the day. So there's a lot of potential for severe storms and some more major flooding to occur in that region. So we're going to go check on that. And I'm going to do some snooping on the SPC site, the Storm Prediction Center website, on the discussion, see what they're talking about. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining. And we will see you guys in just a little bit and see what happens tonight. Thank you for joining us. Skål.